Yes, again, it is another Sunday and therefore another live. Isn't that something, right? Like, I don't know where all the time is going. I'm hoping that my iPad will stay on here and it will not fall down. Fingers crossed. Remember last week? I think it was twice. Yes, so today is Sunday, the 14th of June, 2026. It is. It is. Um, it is a cooler day, but at least it's sunny. The wind isn't as strong as it was yesterday. That was just, and it was cold. Oh gosh, my asthma just got triggered. Hopefully it'll calm down. I'm hoping so. Hello, hello, hello. Um, but we'll see. If it gets to be too much, I'll take my puffer. So anyway, so I did post pictures over there on the Facebook group from yesterday being at the Shadows and Starlight. And yes, they did things differently. Now you could listen to the authors, and I was able to speak to several authors, which was really nice. And but there wasn't a lot of people there when I went. There wasn't a lot. It was pretty bare bones. But yesterday, there was also the last day for the Lundar Fair. Hi, Christina. Um, I might have to take my puffer. And but it wasn't a very nice day yesterday. Hello, XCB, XCXCB. So yeah, come out. um, yeah. So I don't know what was happening, but I know like it was cold yesterday. The wind was bitterly cold. It felt like I don't know, like I needed to wear gloves. Yes, yes, I still got my mark there from yesterday. But I went and um, walked around, but they didn't have as many vendors. And there was one vendor where she had a address there. I'm hoping I posted that one. I think I did. And I said, "Oh my goodness, this is so pretty," and all that. And she said, "Yeah, she does period costumes." And so um, let me see here if I can find it here. Yes, this one. This is the one here. And I said, "Oh, this is so nice," and everything else. All she did was drape fabric on a form. That's all she did. None of this is sewed in, it's all pinned in. But I like that. I like the shawl. I just like everything. Just everything about it. It looks so nice. So, but you couldn't go over there and check, And then there was this, of course, there was this one lady. Where is she here? No, yeah, her, Miss Tinkerbell. She made that outfit. She made it out of foam board. And her mom, which I'm assuming this is who it is, well, she came as the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. She had worked on this outfit since December. And like, even, I don't know, I forgot to ask her about her headpiece, but like, this looks so beautiful. And she even had the shoes, that, oh, like pixie shoes. See, and they got flowers on there and the same green and everything. And she was standing there, and I just thought, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. So beautiful. And there were a couple of ladies dressed like I was, but I was there. Oh, my headpiece. Oh gosh, I got to do something different for next year. It kept falling off. It kept coming down as soon as I would move. Yeah, she did. And she designed it herself and everything. And she looked at pictures, and she did a phenomenal job. I hope she got the prize from last night. But anyway, is that? Oh, yeah. Okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, there were some that had, but my headpiece, that's it. My headpiece, it would always slip off. Whether I went like this or like this, it slipped. And it kept falling down, and oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. So next year, I got to try something different. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try again. And that. There was no music playing when I was there, and I got there about 11. But I talked to a lot of people that were there. Spent my time, and I did finally, when I got home yesterday afternoon, I finally was able to figure it out how to get my Kindle books, my ebooks. Finally was able to. So I was really happy about that. It's yeah, I didn't know how to do it. And one of the authors was helping. She said, "Well, you got to do this and this and this." And I said, "I've tried that." And I said, "It won't let me, buy the books." She said, "Well, here, let me try it. Maybe it's just on a Android." And so she tried it, and it was the same thing. Couldn't get on there. But then I found out that the Amazon takes you over to another page, and that one is where you can buy them. Yeah. So at church today, at the beginning, there was only Juliet and myself. And then about 10 minutes in or so, Sandra walked in. She said she had problems. She had a low tire, and she said she couldn't get her vehicle out of E-Park. And so I don't know. But anyway, so, and who's here but Jonah is right up here. And Ruthie is over there. Since I brought that other bin over, she's been in there. So, yeah. So, anyways, there's not much else is happening. Today is a nicer day. It's bright sunshine. I don't think maybe there are a few clouds up there. I don't really see them. And, but the breeze, it's just a slight breeze today compared to the bitter wind yesterday. So, but yesterday when I got home, I was already not feeling very well. Hello, Lynette. Yes, the schmoos are here. The schmoos are here, but they're all sleeping. Yes, for sure. So, yeah. So, oof. Oh, and I did get these peanut butter squares, marshmallow squares. I got those yesterday. And then I got this guy made these he makes from recycled wood from just going out in the bush and getting wood pieces. He makes these bowls and everything else. Um but I bought a honey dipper. I should have bought one of their bowls to put it as a honey um, honey pot. Mhm. But I don't know. Can you put them into their food safe? He said, and that's how they used to do them was in wooden things. And yeah, I'm just kind of wondering. I don't know. Anyway, oh, if you're wondering, there, that's where I'm at. I'm working here on all this part here of the sheet. Now, I'm not feeling great today. I woke up this morning to a terrible migraine. Not only that, but my back is sore, my hip is sore, my leg is sore. And I was nauseous. I think that's related to the migraine. Yeah. So anyway, it's just not a good not a good day. So but we'll plug along and we'll see how we get. Remember to give me those thumbs up. All those thumbs up. I noticed this morning that Becky's Madness for Crafting had posted, but I wasn't able to watch it. Didn't have enough time. And yeah, I don't know what else. But yesterday when I came home, and I was home here by 12:30, quarter to 1, I had leftover mac and cheese. And so I had that, and I got my PJs on. I was not feeling up to it. Not at all. I did take a Tramoset, so hopefully that's going to work. Mm, yes. Mm. So I don't know why this sheep is yellow, but that's what the picture shows. It is a yellow sheep, like that. It looks brighter yellow, but that's what it is. Oh, yesterday I had worked on my time traveler. I was having one heck of a time yesterday. I tell you, it was just nothing worked out, and I think it probably was. Did you wear your costume? Yes, I did. I have pictures over on the Facebook group. Yeah. The only thing is my headpiece. My French hood did not stay up. Mm. It would always fall and that, and I had others trying to help me and, to pin it in, and no matter what I did, it didn't work. So I think maybe next year I'm going to put some velvet on it so that it's got a grippy, because there was no grippy on there. And then they said to put um, bobby pins on it where it's, well, wherever it sits. They said, well, put it in behind your ear. And I said, well, I can't do that because I got my hearing aids. But this was Time Traveler, and I didn't do a lot on it. But I'm thinking why nothing worked well yesterday is because this migraine was coming on. That's what I think. Now, at Shadows and Starlight, like I said, there weren't that many people when I was there. And I was there at 11, and I was back home here by 12:30. But oh my God, I had a sweater on, and I should have worn my winter jacket. That's how chilled I was. Absolutely. And you think having all that, that dress on and that would be warm. It was warm when I got in there, but it, once you stepped outside, oh my goodness. There was more people. Ah, thank you. I think, that the one that looked the best was Miss Tinkerbell. Oh my gosh, she looked amazing. She looked amazing. And her mother said that it took her 6 months to get her costume. Oh my God. I saw her walking. I was walking down the street and I saw her walking in. And so when we were going around and that, I she was just ahead of me, and I said, beep beep, Miss Tinkerbell. She kind of jumped, and I mean, she looked amazing. It absolutely looked amazing. See, I'm short and stout. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. So, and I am not photogenic at all, at all, at all. And the one lady who was taking my picture, she says, take your glasses off. Let's see you without your glasses on. Because remember, back then, nobody wore glasses, right? And and I look at myself and I'm going, oh my gosh, I look so old. And my profile did not look good. I don't photograph well. I do not. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And yeah, so, but it was still good. I still loved that dress that she had put together there. She said she's a costume maker. She does, like, she'll do medieval, she will do Viking, she will do Edwardian, Tudor, Victorian, prairie look, all of that. Yeah. And she just pinned that up there. I thought that was absolutely lovely. That's why I had to take a picture of it. I thought, that's the look I'm looking for. But I'm not no like this, right? So, but it was still fun. I'm hoping that they had a better turnout later. but there was not that many. Juliet was saying that probably what it was, that everybody wanted to see what it was like last year. And now that they saw what it was like, you know, they seen it once, that's it. Well, I don't mind. I go. Gives me a chance to wear my outfit. Do a little bit of cosplay. Because I've always wanted to do that. Always. And and I mean, like these Renaissance fairs and medieval fairs and all that, they're starting, there's more people doing them. Yes. So I know there's a big one over by, is it Lac de Bonnie? It's over there east here about 3, 4 hours, but I don't know if you have to go around. I don't know if you can get across over the lake or if I'd have to go down by Lockport and go across there. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, but it was good. They didn't, like, when I was just like thinking about leaving, there were kids coming in, like Pirate and Fairy, and I think that's cute. I think that was cute. But I wish that they would do more than, like, it's mostly fantasy, right? Like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell and fairies and goblins and dwarves and that kind of thing. Fairy tales. I would have loved to have seen more being as more like how I was dressed, or Viking or whatever. There were a couple of guys there dressed like what is that show in the book? Outlander, from that one. It was Jamie, whatever his name is. And yeah, they were dressed like that, like Rob Roy, that kind of thing. So, but yeah. So I was speaking with one author and she said, "Oh, do you like short stories?" And I said, "No, I'm not a short story person." "Oh, well, do you like poems?" I said, "No, I'm not a poem." "Hello, Sharita." "Yes, I'm having a good day. I'm glad you can make it." Um, and I said, I'm more into um, like crime, police procedural, also adventure. Um, I like Greg Beck. I like Nathan Heistad. I like, who else is there? Like Clive Cussler and that kind of thing. I love those adventure, yeah, archaeological adventures. And I told her, I said, what I would like to see is somebody doing something about a lady trucker. And so I was showing her, from Eve Silver. I believe she's Canadian. And she wrote several books about these women truckers. And I have some of her books. Now that I've got Peach, I can listen to them. So that's good. Right now, I'm just finishing up my series there, The Glass from Nathan Heistad, and then I'm gonna listen to one of the books and really see what that is like, and hopefully it's good. I got it for a year, so we'll try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It does not work out, and that's fine. I thought I was going to try it. And AI voices, I don't really like AI, but I can tell you some of them are getting so good. They're not mechanical or computerized, where they really sound computerized. They actually sound more like voices. So, and you know what that's going to do? That's going to make these narrators obsolete. Not good. I know there's one voice. It's on a lot of videos on Facebook and YouTube. And it's got he it's got a British accent. And that one is doing pretty good. That one, you know. But they still know how to they still need to learn how to speak right. You know, like they will they'll say for 911, if you're going to call 911, right? They will say 911, you know, like they won't do it as a continuous, or saying 911. They will it just breaks it up. So there needs to be improvement there. And but I'm going to try it. I know there's no way I'm going to do Speechify. Speechify is so expensive. For here, I think it's like $250 for a year, or close to $300 for a year. That's And then they have voices like Gwyneth Paltrow. Well, I don't like her. I can't stand her. And I don't like her voice, and I don't like her as a person. Um, so I don't know if it's AI that's doing it as her voice, or if it's actually, I don't think it's her actually reading it. I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Um, so what are you all stitching on today? I've gone through what happened to me yesterday. And yesterday I didn't do much in the way of stitching. I was just feeling off all day. All day. I was so sore, and my leg is sore. But I am going to see my doctor. I'm seeing her on Tuesday. If she can send me for an ultrasound on my leg. Just to kind of maybe rule out phlebitis or um, blood clots or anything like that. And I'm kind of hoping she'll send me to a vascular surgeon for that. But that is a long wait. I don't know how long Juliet had to wait. She had to wait months for that. So, So nobody's going to tell me what you're stitching on. Nobody? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, Exie, did you get your, oh my gosh, what were you working on? I'm trying to think. Doves, wings of a dove or something? I'm slowly chipping away on South American Angel. That's good. Looking forward to seeing it. Working on a Holly Hobby Girl. Oh, interesting. Hi, Nancy. Hi, all. I don't mean to interrupt. You have been kicked off your Facebook group. I've tried and answered. You've been kicked off the Facebook group? You have been kicked off the Facebook group. I don't know. Christina, can you maybe look at that and see what you can do? I'm not, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I don't know. Try it again. Yeah, I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how it's possible. It's just like people drop off my YouTube channel. How is that possible? But go and try again, Nancy. And I have barely stitched, been day tripping to the mountains and to Tennessee. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. I've been to Tennessee and Kentucky. I have been there. And to Georgia and to Florida. Yeah. I would have liked to have gone through the, you know, um, what is there? The Poconos and all those up there. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen those, but never did. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you, Christina, for doing that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. Not a problem. That's why I've got my sidekick, Christina, because she does that. And today I'm not doing too well today, but I'll make it through. So, now would I go to Shadows and Starlight next year? Probably. Mm-hmm. Um, there were some other people there that I recognized, and Susie was there. She was dressed up as a elf, I think. You know, um, by them limiting it to or saying it's a fantasy, right? Well, you know what? Living in Tudor times is my fantasy. Now, would I like to go back? I think that would be very hard to get used to, especially from, like, if I went back now to back then, it would be difficult. But if I was born in that time and raised in that time, it wouldn't be. That would be the way that life is, right? Payment and improving you. Good one, Christina. Good one, good one, good one. So, where's my. Here. So, I was going to start on Egyptian sampler. I got to put time traveler down for now. I've gotten to the point, like, I'm having trouble with it, only in that my brain's not functioning right. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I had been watching Jen, the caffeinated crafter. I had just barely started um, um, video number 3 of her plans, where she's going through all of her whips and and what she's got planned for next year and what ones she's going to work on and that. Some of them I remember, like the older ones. Some of them I remember. Others I do not remember. So some she haven't hasn't worked on in quite a while. So it'll be interesting to see what it is that she is, um, what she's going to do. So yesterday I did my laundry. I thought I better get that done because Tuesday I'm going to Stonewall. We were going to try and go around so I could go by where I used to live, but there's so much overland flooding. I don't want to get down a road and find out I can't get through. Because Susie is a small car. You know, if it was big 4x4, well, yeah, that'd be okay, but no. I am not going to take the chance. Not at all. So, so I guess we're just going to go down the highway, and apparently Stonewall does have flooding down there. So, but I don't know where. Like they're showing pictures of it, but they're not saying in what location around Stonewall it is. So it's in a, I don't know if you'd call it a subdivision or whatever. I mean, Stonewall is growing by leaps and bounds. It's a real bedroom community. So, yeah. Uh, so yeah, I think I am going to later on. I'm going to see how I feel. I am going to work on. Where the heck is it? Oh, there's another post. Um, I don't. Oh, where is it? No, that's not it. Hi, Gigi. How are you doing, sweetheart? I hope you're having a good day. So, what are you stitching on today, there, Miss Gigi? Have you all been working on, well, those of you who work on Patriotic for the States, have you all done yours for the 250th? And that. So, I don't. You know, I do Patriotic for Canada. That's what I do. But I have a couple of patriotic pieces that I should get ready to put up. I did put a thing on my door which says I love Canada, I believe, with a truck and an RCMP officer in there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy, my head's sore. It's just like right in here. Oh, and my tummy's upset, so for sure a migraine. For sure a migraine. Mm. And this morning I woke up. No, he woke me up. Clown number one. He woke me up this morning. And then as soon as he was going back and forth on me. And then and I had to get up and go to the bathroom, but I didn't want to get up because I knew then I would stay up. And so I just laid in bed and I was uncomfortable. And that was, I mean, what difference did it make? I should have gotten up, but yeah. So at our lay service today, there was only myself and Juliet. And then Sandra came in about 10 minutes in because she had problems with her car. So she was late. And I mean, there was the one Sunday there 2 weeks ago when I had a flat tire. Thankfully, my tire's been good. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So otherwise, I don't know how many people would have gone last night to the dinner and dance. I don't go in the evening, so for me, it's just not, no, no. But I think there was maybe, when I was there, at the very, very most was 30 people. At the very most. But then there were people that were working the booths and that. And so a lot of them were walking around and that. And there was one lady, she was dressed up like a mushroom. She had this kind of hat. In one of my pictures, you can kind of see her. I didn't get a picture of her. I wish I would have. Maybe I'll put a picture of her up. But you can kind of see her. I'm just going to see. Oh, yes, right here. That's her right there. She looked cute. Ah, she looked cute. And I mean, like, that's okay too. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. I go for medieval period. Oh, I see California. My husband is from the Bay Area. What? You see what? What's California? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't see. And there's me. You can tell my French hood is blue. You can tell. I thought it would be a little bit. I thought it would be. It would. Boy, I look like my grandmother there. Wow, I've got her same jowls. Yeah, but this was by far my favorite, Miss Tinkerbell. I mean, she looked beautiful. She looked beautiful. I looked like a fat cow. Maybe I should go up as a cow. Yeah, I am not photogenic. I never have been. Never have been. And I really don't like a lot of pictures of me taken. We're having our own conversations. What do you mean? Where do you live? We're in the what? Okay, well, let me see here. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going back. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the Flanders Field Biscornu and started on the bottom. Oh, that's good. Oh, gosh. No, here, for us here today, let me see what it's going to say. That's it today. Yesterday it was only 12. And they're saying it feels like 17. So, yeah. So, yeah, don't mind me if I don't catch up to your messages. I'm sure Christina will. Things are just going slow today. Very slow. I don't know, maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's the solar flares. They keep saying that we're in an El Nino. Now, El Nino is supposed to be hot and dry. It is cool and wet here. So, yeah. So, yeah. Here. So, the question that I had, it's the only question I could think of. And if you know of a question you'd like to ask, for next week. Oh, and next week's live is on Saturday. Okay. And the Saturday is, what is that day? The 20th. Okay. So please mark it down. I will post it over there on the Facebook group. It's on Saturday. And it will be from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Is that? No. And yeah, so the question is, what do you think the trend is going to be for the balance of 26 into 27? What do you think, the primary focus? Like usually they have a theme that they go on. Well, maybe it's farm animals or it's wild animals or it's various birds or it's different flowers or like the theme being flowers, the theme being birds. And yeah, so I don't know. For me, I've been seeing more people, and even Jen herself had um, retro, you know, from back in the 80s and 90s, right? I mean, you can go back further, and it doesn't have to be that it was an old pattern. It could have been a new pattern, but of old things. I don't know if that's the case. So, what do you all think? What do you think is the new up and coming trend for 26, 27? Because I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. Because I haven't seen anything. Like for about a year now, it's been all going for the US 250. Okay. That was the main thing for the last year. Now what's going to happen? What will be the new trend? Are they going to be geometric? Are they going to be samplers? Space? I don't know. But I'm very interested in knowing what you guys think. Is it going to be people concentrating on making pillows? The little pillows. Um, is it going to be little ones? Oh, there was one lady there yesterday. I went up and she said she had cross stitch on there. She had done other things, knitting, crocheting, cross stitch. I said, what are you doing? She says, oh, these earrings and bookmarks. I said, oh, okay. And I said, do you work on any other ones, bigger ones? She said, oh, yeah, I worked on the big ones like this. And I said, I work on ones that are like this. Well, I used to. And so I don't know if she was going to join up with my channel or what. I'm not sure. What was the popular market designs of this year? I never looked. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Usually designers, they must talk amongst themselves and that and they want to do a common theme, you know. Like, is it going to be fairy tales? Is it going to be dragons? Is it going to be um, mushrooms? Is it going to be astrology? Is it going? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you can find out, Gigi. What was the common theme at market? I don't remember. Let me just see here. Let me see. Um, okay, let me see here. So that was Nashville Market. Cross stitch market. But there usually is one. Okay, let me see here. I've got it. Okay, chickens. Well, that doesn't tell me much here. Teresa Kogut, but it's not showing anybody else. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, see, it was all just, the US 250. That's what it was mostly of. Um, I don't know. I really I don't know. I I just do not. There was garden. There was this one here with the peacock. Oh yeah, I seen this. There was like four of these had come out, different designs. But see again here, you know, like that's what a lot of them are we're working on. So I'll see here, like this one. That was, I would think that was the common theme since last year. But I don't know. I don't know what. I really don't know. Yeah, 1776. Yeah, it's just really, that really took hold. But I'm not sure. I see this was another one. See, kind of the same thing. And that, so see, there was another 250. Like that's all over the place. All over the place. But yeah, lots and lots of 250. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I've been trying to go and look to see what the newest things are. Well, starting probably at the end of this month, and of course into July, it's going to be a lot of Christmas. And then it's going to be fall and Halloween. That I know. And because that's pretty big. That's what I would say for the rest of this year. It is going to be Christmas and um, autumn slash Halloween. Now, will those same themes carry over to next year? I don't know. I don't know. But the I know for me for Christmas in July or seasons in July or whatever it is, um, I am doing, at least I think so, I am doing winter sampler. I don't know, I put it somewhere and do you think I can find it? I don't know where. I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know. So, so is anybody else going to go in that? I mean, you don't have to do Christmas. You can do seasons. You can do winter. You can do autumn if you like. You know, whatever it is that you want to do. Has anybody picked out something for July? Because I think I'm going to work, because I want to work on, let me see here. Wait a minute. Where is the pad? Here. Oh, okay. This is what I'm going to be working on. I know it's backwards, sorry. So, yeah, it says winter here. Um, and what does it say right there? Winter Wonderland, it says underneath there. And there's a clock, and there's Santa right here, and two people ice skating. And this is an old Victorian ice skate, gingerbread cookie, a snow globe. Yeah. So, oh, and this is a skier in here. That's what this is, Mont Blanc. That's White Mountain. That's in Quebec. I mean, there could be others, but don't get on the market bandwagon. Yeah, normally I don't either. It's I pick a pattern that I like, that I want to stitch on. I don't care if it's 40 years old, you know, or it's just come out now. It does not matter. I have seen that there's a lot of the gothic that they've been doing. Gothic and fantasy. And there's a lot that are round. Remember one year it was all about houses. And then there was a lot about what else was there? I know that barns were really big. Like Stitching with the Housewives did 1 year of barns. So they carried that through as the theme. I don't know, you know. 1 year it was trucking along. So it had the trucks on there. So, but I don't know really about anyone else. I, you know, I don't believe that Teresa Wensler is designing anymore. But I have seen an upsurge in people wanting to stitch her designs. I have seen that. There's a few people. Um, I do like Joan Elliott designs. I'm not a mermaid person at all. At all, at all, at all. Fairies are, yeah, just kind of on the border. But yeah, I, mm, you know, I do like seasonal stitching. You know, like the lavender and lace Celtic ladies. You know, so getting all the seasons in that. I do like that. Did you do the Christmas barn? The Christmas barn? You mean the December barn for from Stitching with the Housewives? Yeah, I did. I did them all. If that's what you meant. Yeah. I know, you know, that I like seasonal ones that they have out, like spring, summer, autumn, and winter. I know I'd like that. The only one I'm missing is summer. For some reason, I kind of stay away from summers. Um, I don't know why. I just not a summer person. I'm more fall. I'm autumn. I was born in the fall in October, so I love the colors of it and everything. Ruthie girl, my Ruthie girl. Ruthie, Ruthie, Ruthie. Cleaning again, my girlie. Yes, I did. You have to go back and when was that, in April, where I had that? I showed that being done. I am I'm soon going to have to do my July barn where I have to lace it up. I know I have to do that, but I'm putting it off a little bit longer. But I know I do have to do that. Eventually they'll all be done and then I'm finished with that. I am I want to, oh, where is it here? I know I want to, oops, upside down. Oops. I know I want to frame this. It's not even, okay, but I know I want to frame this. And I got one of these. This is, I was hoping to get just a flat one, but no. Um, so anyways, I know I want to do that. And, you know, as far as themes go, remember, I don't know when it was, a few years back, when it was all about honeybees, all about beehives and honeybees. And yeah, everybody was on that, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what the common theme is going to be. But if anybody has any guesses, I'd like to know, you know. But I do know that Christmas will be starting here. And once the the US 250 is over and done with, then they'll get into something else. And I, for one, will be happy because everybody is doing that. And, I think that the market is oversaturated. And you can still get ones. You can still get free ones out there. Some of them are just like small ones and all that. So if you're still looking to do, um, something for that, you can do small ones. So, but I really don't know. I don't. Oh my gosh. Itchy, itchy. Um, do you think it's going to be that focuses on big ones, full coverage? Or are they going to be on small ones, pillow size, ornament size, whatever? Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I do know that there have been a lot of the fantasy gothic, dark gothic that have been out there. So, well, I may just work on this all day. I think maybe I'm going to do that because my headache gets worse, then it goes away, and then it gets worse and goes away. It's not a sharp pain, but it's really affecting me. It could be here, my occipital neuralgia, how it's affecting my vagus nerve. I don't know. I don't know. And I am slowly, slowly, slowly starting to get stuff ready for my class. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. I will bring a couple of bigger kits so that, for one thing, that they can see the variety. For another thing, that I'm going to do a gift away from the ones that are there. So whoever wins can choose, from 10 designs or something. And I've got a whole bunch of just little ones that I ordered. I got the cheapest ones I could find. I mean, they're each still over. How many people do you have signed up for your class? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I have to wait. Not this coming Tuesday, but the next Tuesday, the 23rd. Um, I'm going back up to Ashern, and Megan and I are going to work on um, more. Let me see here. I'm just going to, okay. So, like, oh gosh, sorry for that. Wait a minute, there. So I got ones like these. Because everybody was kind of saying I should do something smaller. So these ones. And like on, what is it, on peonies here, I got 7 of them. These ones here I don't know how many I got of these ones. I don't know how many. Yeah, and then I ordered some, oh Where is it? Come on. Small scissors. And I ordered, oh gosh, the cheapest lanyards I could find. These were $1.07 each. So, yeah. So I thought, because I've been hearing it from so many, that I shouldn't have them start out, oh, there goes the cops, uh, start out on a big design, but start out on something smaller and then work it up from there. Yeah, Timu. Now, I think so far, I think I probably have about 5 people for the first one in Ashern, but there's been no signs up. There's been nothing gone up. And I can see how many, because there's going to be people there that are going to pick it up like that, right? But I thought, I really gave it a lot of thought, that for those who get too frustrated, a smaller one to get satisfaction faster, right? That you feel like you've accomplished something. That the bigger ones would be way too overwhelming. Um, and I don't want them to give up. I want them to keep going at it. But if they look at how big something is, it's going to be discouraging. Oh, I'll never get it done. Oh, that'll take me years. Oh, I haven't got time in my day. Oh, this, that, and everything else, right? So I invested in getting these smaller kits. Like most were around 350, and yeah, I just looked for the. I mean, I could have gotten ones for like $5-6, but I'm not buying, so many, that's just too expensive. So, but yeah. So it's already shipped. It's supposed to be here by the 28th, so in about 2 weeks. So that's good, plenty of time. I got 21 kits. Hi, Cindy. How are you doing? Glad you could make it. Um, and it's just, they can still pick which one they want, right? But yeah, I think it would be easier. And yeah, so we'll see. And I've got really small hoops, like about that big, so they can work on that. Some of them may just want to work in hand. I've been getting some of my Q snaps together, my nurges together. I had these, what do you call them? You put your needles in. If they've already have thread on them, you put them in thing. Small kits like that by Diamond. Yeah. Oh, tongue tied. Yeah. So I think that's better. I can always do a second class, right? If they are just coming to work on the kit that they've got and they want to come in and just get reinforcements and that kind of stuff, it'll be $5 for the class. you know, with no kit, no nothing, right? Just for the class. Um, and then because I gotta, you know, I gotta pay my gas going up there, and gas isn't cheap. So um, I know in Ashland when I went up there, it was $1.64 a liter. Yeah. And for those of you who are still using the old system, there's 4 liters, 1 gallon. So you guys need to get over onto the metric system. Oh, I know there'd be a lot of people. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. We've been into this now 40 years and over 40 years. And everybody, we still, because the roads here are still marked like that they're miles, you know, from one road to the next road, back roads. I understand that, you know, and there's a lot of people who still go by the pound, and 2x4 will be always be a 2x4. Yeah. So, but if you buy your pop drinks as a 2 liter, down in the States they're called 2 liters. So it just takes a little bit of changing your brain, right? So, but yeah. So I am looking forward to it. I should have be getting a slightly better idea. Not this week, the next week. And then once the flyers start going up, that we'll see what I get. Okay. And they're going to supply the lunch, the coffee, the donuts. Yeah. Because they get grant money for that. And the Lakeshore, yeah, Lakeshore Family Center is paying for everyone, paying for their kits and that. So it's $20 per class. So yeah, you know, you can always go on Temu. They have it there. You can go on Amazon. They've got it there. Your diamond paintings. I don't get them anymore, so I did get from some companies, but no. Ruthie, 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 Ruthie. So yeah. Uh, oh my gosh, just a second. I gotta set this up here. My butt is getting sore. Okay. Oh, that's better. So yeah. Yeah, I was all gung ho about diamond painting and that, but see, even just that movement. But yeah, I just couldn't do it because of my neck. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Yes. And this mark here is just from the event yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Ladybug. Ladybug, Ladybug. Yes. And if you haven't gone over there and checked on the Facebook group, I did post pictures of yesterday's event. I am not photogenic. I know that. I am not, I do not look well. I mean, I don't look good. Um, Pictures. I can take pictures of others. I don't look good. I'm very critical of myself for that. And my headpiece wouldn't stay on. So, Ruthie girl. So, yeah. So, next Saturday is the live. Okay. And that is because on Sunday, Father Paul is coming. And the doctor is sending me to the spine center. I'm having lots of pain back up to my neck. Oh dear. Are you having compression? Are you, have you lost height? You know, have you got osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, all those wonderful things? Yeah, there's a lady here who normally comes to church, but anyways, she was in the hospital for a few days because she was in so much pain with her back. So much pain. And so they changed her medication and that. So, but then her family wants her to go on a trip to New Brunswick flying. And I find that, you know, apparently, though, Sandra said she was doing better, which is good. But still, being on a flight for 4 hours or whatever, and they're going to have to put her in a wheelchair. So, didn't you get several diamond painting kits from those countries? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. No, I gave them all to Juliet and John. Yeah, I don't. I just don't. No, I can't. It's just too much of this. I can't do that. At least with this, I can hold it up a little bit. I know somebody ordered yesterday from Painting Fairy or fairycrosstitch.com. Thank you so very much. Um, Painting Fairy is good. I should be getting another order in this week. I don't know if the next order will be in the week after. I think I've got 3 orders coming in. So, and if you go there to fairycrosstitch.com, that's their website, you can put in the code Ava Kunzelman, my name, all capital letters, and you will get 5% off, and I will get a commission. And that is good. That really helps out. You know, I had done buy me a coffee and all that, but I don't like to do, you know, nah, nah. So I think this is a better way to do it, and that I can. You never told us how you got the PDF from them. Oh, yeah, I did. I did. It came in. It came in an email. My, okay. Yeah, I did. I said this one Thursday. No, Friday. Oh gosh, just a minute here. Wait a minute. Okay. So, and it does go into Pattern Keeper. Oh gosh. Just a minute here. Oh, where is it? Down here at the bottom. Okay. So, no, I shouldn't have to. Wait a minute. No. Yeah. So, see, it goes into PK. The only thing is that I have an issue with is you will notice that there are number like 161, 161 here, 161 here, and they have different symbols. You have to mix them with different threads. Okay. So I wish that they would do that where it was at the bottom. But what they've done is they've just gone, oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Come on. Down here. You see? See, like this is three. See, there's four of them there. I find that is a little bit, you know, like that's a little bit difficult. This picture is huge. It is huge. Let me see here if I can. I got to find the picture. That's for the blends. Yes, absolutely. That's for the blends. Um, let me see here. I'll get the picture for it so you can see it. But if I'm going to do it, let me see here. Where is it? Right here. Right there. That's what it looks like. I am leaving all of this out. All of this. And using a nice fabric for it. So, yeah. And this, oh, I don't know even know how big it is. It's big. It's big, but I don't need that castle in the back. You know, I might leave the tree in here, but this comes out and all of this, that tree would probably stay. This would probably stay. You know, oops. So that's what it looks like. Okay. It did take about a week to get them that they would send it. Okay. And, but it came as a PDF in my email. And then you can just go over and put it into PK or whatever other program. Oh, excuse me. It is. I don't even know how many threads colors there are. I don't know. Just a minute here. Let me see here. Oh gosh, wait a minute. Pattern keeper. Okay. This one here. let's do this here. UPDF. Wait a minute here, let me see. Oh gosh. I put, oh, wait a minute, I can do like this. Okay. So, okay, so I don't know how many, but there are, okay, so that's one. One, two, three, 4 pages. 4 full pages of color. Okay, that. But a lot of them are blends. Okay, so, and the number of pages in the kit, in that pattern, is 54. Now, what I found here now, I'm just looking at, they don't have an overlap. That is something that I wish that they would do, is do an overlap. But it is 700 wide by 700. So that's how big it is. 700 by 700. Okay. But I figure if I took out all that background, that it would be better. So it would be nice if they offered smaller ones. You know, the same design, but just go into a mini or a regular size, not a super size. But there are a lot of colors in there. So, or color combinations. So, I just wish they would have had it, that they would have had, like if they were blends, this color plus this color, and this is the symbol, and put that at the very end instead of doing it like that, because it will become confusing later. Now, the pattern, I don't know, smell something. I don't know if somebody's cooking something or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to do smaller ones, but they're $20 US each one, 1990 or 1980 each, something like that. And that's US dollars. So, but I do like the design. I do like it. But I would be taking out all that background stuff because it's just not me. I don't need to do all of that. No. So, yeah. But it is pretty big. So 700 by 700, what is that? 144,000 stitches, right? I think so. 144,000 for the complete. So, or is it? No, I think that should be 140,000. 7 times Oh, it's 49. No, it's bigger than that. Because that would only be 49,000, and that's not very much. If I got my math right, close to 500,000. Really? Okay. Thank you for that. I liked mine better. Yes, 490,000. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it differently in my head. Yeah, 40, yeah. That makes more sense. So I think by taking out all that background, it would bring it down to maybe 300,000, which is manageable. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do things and from the top of my head, and having a migraine doesn't help. Yeah. But it is nice. It is nice. But I would have to start in the middle and work outward. And I don't know what color I would use. I would fabric. I would probably. Wouldn't it be fun to do a round robin project? Yeah, but the expense of mailing it would be too much. Unless it is that we do it and we use our own thread. Like nobody ships the thread. But then what would we do? What would we do? Yeah, I don't know. If anybody has any ideas on that, yeah, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. We could do it for a year, depending on how many we are, or we can do it until it's finished, or whatever. I don't know. Um, if anybody wants to tackle that, I'm for it. I don't mind. But it would have to be the same design. So we would all have the same, and this would rule out people who do not do counted. Okay. I'm assuming counted, unless we do it that we each buy a printed one, the same thing. And then we can just take it and yeah, but then some of us like working on 11 count, others 14, 16 count. Unless it is that we do the same project. But I don't know. I don't know. And it would have to be something that everybody agrees on. I know there was the project that I had done where I sent it. See who wants to get involved. One project. Each person does a portion and mails it to the next. Yeah. Yeah. I know I had started a project 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And it was the Jinling ladies because it was a big one and I wasn't. So I said I did a portion. I did almost one lady and then I sent it off to Oklahoma, and it's been in the States ever since. I don't know what's happening with it. Nothing. But everybody's been putting their stitches in it. Yeah. And we kind of started it as a COVID project. But some people would keep it for like 3 months, 4 months, and other people would keep it and only put in a few stitches. So, and what would be maybe nice is to do maybe monthly, but then again, you would have to have the, like I can't work on 40 count. I can't, or on 32 count. I cannot do that. So it would have to be something that we all agree on. So if someone wants to take on that, I think it's a good idea, you know. Or it is like if we have quite a few of us, we can each work on like half of a month. I would like to work on an 11 count stamped. Yeah, see that's the thing. See, that's where we're running into problems, right? It has to be that it's going to be something that we all agree on. That counts me out. I stitch the opposite way. No, you can do it. You can if you have your excess going the different way, all you have to do is turn it on its side and stitch that way. Okay? You don't stitch on it like I stitch this way, okay? But if somebody else stitches it the other way, I would just turn it this way and just continue on with my regular stitches because that's what it'll come out to be. That's why you don't flip it. You can flip it like I can work it this way and I can work it this way, but I cannot work it this way because the stitches all turn out wonky for me. But it can be done. It can be done. So it would have to be either it is that we all get one pattern, but then some of us don't like printed and others don't like counted. So we'd have to come to a consensus. And I don't know what the happy medium is. I don't know. Logistically, you know. Like I know when I had started the Gin ladies, um, it was one pattern that went around, and then what we are going to do is I don't know when we're going to put it up for sale, and we all get a piece of the profit. So I don't know. It might be something that will be just a gift to some organization too. You have to consider that, right? And it can't be anything that is specific to one country. Like it can't be something that is red, white, and blue for the US or red, white, and blue for England or whatever, right? Or red and white for Canada or whatever it is, for Jamaica, yellow and green and black, I believe. And, so it's got to be something that we all agree on. So, oh my gosh, we can all get the same pattern. We can do that. But I don't know, maybe some of you don't, and it would have to be that we kind of just agree to what it is and it just is sent out. And if there's more than, say, 12 or there's 16, we'll just keep it going. But there's got to be a time limit, right? You have to get a certain amount done in a certain amount of time. Not like the one that I had where people would get it and, worked on it, worked on it, worked on it, worked on it, and then sent it off to the next person. And they got sick or whatever it is, and it took them months to pass it on. So I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas, that's good. I mean, if you've got an 11 count and I've got a 14 count or a 16 count, that I think is okay because it just takes a little bit of getting used to. But yeah. So I don't know. I do have PDFs, a lot of free ones. I don't know. I think it's a great idea. Or what we can do instead of that is we do Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever ornament, Christmas ornament. If you're not into Christmas and you're Jewish and you like a Hanukkah one, fine, we'll do that. Or you would like, you know, whatever it is. And then when we finish it, we send it off at Christmas. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to get it so that everybody's happy. So if you've got other suggestions, we can find there's lots of free um, winter or whatever it is that you want. You can find out from the person. And like, say we decide on a theme of woodland animals or angels or Santa or something like that, right? And then it's also, do we finish it or do we send it just like that? Because the smaller it is, the easier it is to stitch it up. And it's also the cheaper it's going to be to, mail it off. So I don't know. I don't know. Think about it. And if we can, let's discuss it next Saturday What about a nature themed design? Say, for example, flowers. Everyone likes flowers. Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. Maybe someone can find we can all do the same design if you want. And, but it would be nicer if we had something so that we could all kind of work on one project, and send it around and that. I don't know. Somebody's got to, I'm not good at that. I'm just not good at that. I can have it here, but I can't implement it. So if someone is good at organizing things like that, and perhaps, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a good idea, but we'll kind of see what's going on. So I'll leave it with you guys. Find some patterns. I'm sure you can find lots of free ones, lots and lots of free. Um, and they can be smaller ones, they can be whatever. Even if it's a big one, and we all like, say it's a sampler, like a long dog sampler or something, right? Then we can do it and do like that. Um, I'm just wondering here. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Let's see what is free cross. Good thing I did my laundry yesterday. Charts. Okay, so like okay, let me see here. See, like here. Ugh, gosh, sorry. We can do something like that. But you don't want something so big. You want something that's smaller so that maybe you can get it done. Like there's say 12 parts to it or something. Right? I don't know. I do not know. Or say something like this, and we can each work, like, somebody chooses, oh, I'm going to work on a star, or I'm going to work on this ornament, or, whatever it is, right? And just work on it and then pass it on. And whatever's left over to do, you can finish it then. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, I'm just trying to see here what else yeah, or say there's patterns like these ones, gingerbread cookies, right? So you can work on one, and then somebody else will work on another one, and all of that. You know, it's just whatever. I mean, there's a lot of these Shannon Christine ones. You can work on those. And you can just, because they're not that big. And you can say, okay, I'll finish off this one on a piece of fabric. And then, or you can use your own fabric. And, and it's just, then you work on or we can all decide, okay, well, I'm going to work on all of these ones, on everybody's, right? But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not very good with logistics for stuff like that. I'm just not, and especially with my head being like it is today. So I'll leave it with you guys. Please post your suggestions over there on the Facebook group. If you can get some pictures and say, oh, and then we can vote on it. If you want to, we can vote on it. And then it's, like I have one, it's Frosty Friends, I think is what it is. And there are 10 pieces to it or something. But I mean, you can just work on as much as you want, but it has to be done, whatever it is you're going to do, and pass it on by um, the end of the month. Okay. So, or before the end of the month, something like that. Because for some people, it's going to arrive late. So we can do, say, 6 weeks for each one. And then we will start. So that's a month and a half. And then you send it away middle of the month so that whoever's going to get it is going to have it at the beginning of the following, 6 weeks. And if you don't get it done, if you don't finish up something, just pass it on. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Just whoever can do stuff like that, if you can get it organized, I'm all for it. Or we can do winter ornaments or Christmas ornaments or um, whatever. You can just do any kind of ornament, right? And then we can, it just all, once we get all the people together, like how many we're having to make, and then we decide on a group of patterns and we do that. And then everybody will have, you know, finishing, I think would probably be up to you because some people don't know how to finish. And maybe they don't want to, you know, like maybe some people like to do pillows and not round ornaments that can hang. I don't have a tree, so it's, well, I do have a tree. It's only about like this big. So I am open to whatever. Absolutely, I am. What do you think about that? I think it's a good idea, but we all need to agree. And those who don't want to participate do not have to participate. You don't have to. You're just not going to get anything. So if you've got something that has 12 parts to it and there's 12 of us, by the end of it you'll have the whole thing. So yeah, I don't know. You guys are quiet now. Tell me what you think. What do you think of that? I don't know who's cooking something. One never knows here. I mean, it doesn't smell bad that I can smell. It doesn't smell bad. At least my headache's not as bad as it was earlier, so the Tramis head is working, I believe. So I'll look and see what I've got. And like I said, we can do, whoever wants to join in can join in. Whoever doesn't, don't feel obligated that you have to. Okay? So, or if there are, like we come up with each a different thing, but has, say, 12 parts to it or 10 parts to it or whatever it is. Like there has to be something common to it. And then we can just trade off that way. I'm trying to think of things. I'm just, I mean, there are the ones there from, like I said, Shannon and Christine have a whole bunch, you know. And say you're not into Christmas, but you're into Halloween. Work on a Halloween one then. Just as long as it's, you know, that you will have that same theme in yours. So if I wanted to do one thing like um, Sounds of Christmas or something, right? And it's all about Christmas music, then that's what I do. If you want to do all about summer, you can do all about summer, right? Just as long as there are enough parts to it. Or you can break it up into various parts so that, you know, so if there are 10 or 12 of us, that it can get broken down into that many pieces. So, and it would only be the stitching that would be on the move, not the threads. I think that's the best way. Something like that. But I am open to suggestions. It's whatever you'd like to do. I'm pretty easygoing on that. So please remember next Saturday, next weekend, okay? The live is going to be on Saturday. I will post it on the Facebook group because the last time it was, even though I told everybody, every video, it's going to be, you get people, oh, I didn't realize it was on. So, yeah. So this way I'm going to make sure. I don't know if you can hear him snoring here. And Ruthie found her new favorite spot to lay on. Yeah, but I am looking forward to doing my class or classes. Yeah. So I think it'll be kind of nice. Now, for all the stuff that I've bought, I will get my money back for it all. So I won't be out any money, which is, and that will include my gas to go up there. But once I do, like if I do a counted class, that's easy. I can just have a small, like, piece of fabric and, you know, do that. So, oh gosh. Oh, for those of you that, I don't know if many of you heard, but in Ontario, not yesterday, the day before, I think it was Friday, there was an accident. I believe it was north of Kitchener. And there was a van carrying an entire family. So that was parents, 6 children, 2 grandparents. I believe that's it, or maybe an aunt or something. I don't know. Anyways, and then there was another car that had one person in it. And I am thinking that, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it. There was the car went through the stop sign, T-boned the van, sent the van going, and 5 of the children passed away. And they were in ages from 4 to 14, I think. There was one infant who was still okay. He survived. But yeah, and the adults were injured, but they all survived, as far as I know. As far as I know. So please hold a special prayer in your heart for them. That is a very difficult, that is something I wouldn't wish on anybody. So, not very nice. No. So, I mean, losing one child is enough, but losing 5 of your children, like, it's just, oh my gosh, they're going to be in so much grief and agony, as well as with their physical pain. So, please wait for the video to load, okay? It takes a little while. It depends on how long it takes. But sometimes it loads like this, other times it takes 3-4 hours. And it will be in private mode until I can get in there and change it to public. Okay. So you will not be able to comment or anything like that until, and it might be that you may not even see it until after I change it over. So I don't know why it does that, but it does that. It doesn't matter what I do. I put it public, everything doesn't matter. It does not matter. So yeah, so I'm not sure on Tuesday I'll see if I get up early on Tuesday. And if so, I can do my video. And hopefully it will load before we leave. But sometimes it is that it doesn't, so it could wait. You might have to wait until later on in the afternoon by the time I get home. But we'll see, okay? We shall see. Or I might do it tomorrow afternoon, and then it'll be all ready and I can set it to upload. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, depending on how I feel, of course. Yeah. So I'm going to see what my doctor has to say. So, no, it's all back again. I go like this and like this. And I was wobbly on my feet today at church, and thank goodness it was only the three of us. But yeah. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment if you have not yet subscribed. And I really wish you would. I mean, we have fun here. I know you see all the shadowing here, like up and behind here at the wall. That's just vehicles driving out there. Okay. So, yeah. It's a much nicer day today than it was yesterday. Absolutely. But when I got over there, I got to be so hot that it was almost unbearable. So, hey, Jonah boy. Yeah, so I try to post a video every single day that I can. Sometimes the internet does not cooperate, and I can't do anything about that. I cannot do anything about that. It's got a mind of its own, and that's it. So, yeah. So now the next event is going to be the Ericsdale Creamery Days. That's the first Saturday in July. So, and I don't think that they do Canada Day Parade. I think that they just put it in with the Creamery Days. Hi, my boy. What you doing, mine boy? Turning himself around. And so that's the next big event here. And I don't know whatever else is. And then after that, it is the Roger Kimley Folk Festival. Hopefully, I can get a free ticket for that. Because I went last year and I liked it. And every year they're getting bigger and, and that kind of stuff. So that's nice. Okay, where am I, right? Yeah. And then, so that's in August. And then I think the next event, I think, is in October. It's Bullarama. But I don't go to those. I don't. I don't like that. No. Too much racket and all that going on. And I don't like to see the animals, in discomfort. At least they just ride them. They don't go with like over there in, where is it, Italy or Spain or where? Portugal? I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's been quiet here in the building, which I was very happy about. Well, now there's, you know, they can keep it for a little bit, and then after that, it's right back at it. But at least it doesn't carry on for very long. So, alrighty, here. So, give a thought to doing, you know, round robin or, you know, ornaments or whatever it is. Okay. And yeah, whatever you would like to do. So, this is where I'm at. I'm working down here. I think this is a sheep here too, I believe. Um, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's a sheep right here. So, and then I have one more over here. Well, there's two. There's one there and one there. So it is coming along. Eventually, I'll get it done. So that's good. So, anyways, I think I'm just going to work on this today. And I am going to see how I feel for today. I'm going to go and make something to eat now. And so, yeah, so please remember this coming Saturday is the live. Mark it down. I will put it, I promise it'll be over there on the Facebook group. And leave your comments and whatever it is about the maybe Christmas exchange, winter exchange, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, round robin, whatever it is, I'll go along with whatever you all have as a suggestion. And we can put it up to a vote. And if you don't want to be part of it, you don't have to be, you know. So I hope you all have a good week. We'll see you next Saturday, but I will be on tomorrow. So have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you then. Toodaloodles, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. There. Goodbye.